Hey guys, Sprainper here, and welcome. Today we're going to be answering those Q&A questions that you gave me a week ago, and in the background we're going to have some Battlefield 4 gameplay. I just, went through and compiled some good clips, so in case you guys get really bored during one of the questions or something like that, there's always the gameplay to watch. Now, let's get started with our first question. The Hapo Dude 123 asks, if you had 1 hour to live, what would you do? And what's your favorite PC game? Well, if I had 1 hour to live, I don't really know what I would do because, like, 1 hour, that's not really long enough to do much, really. I'd probably just, say goodbye to, like, my loved ones and stuff, I guess. Yeah, I know, sorry, that's pretty lame. I can't really think of anything better, though. I actually been thinking about this question for, like, a few days. Like, what would I do in 1 hour? I have no idea. It's like, what could you do in 1 hour? Maybe, like, I'll just, like, jump off a building or something. I don't know. Anyways, alright, so my favorite PC game would have to be Europa Universalis 4, and the reasoning behind that is just because it's so awesome and it's fun, and I was just starting to get maybe a little tiny bit bored of it, and then they go ahead and release an expansion that makes it so different and cool to play. So really, I think Europa Universalis 4 is the perfect game right now, and I'm really excited to keep playing it for you guys. I'm also really excited about Victoria 2 because the new series we started in that, for Prussia because the unification of Germany seems very cool to me, and I can't wait to be a superpower in Europe. And then the other games that we play are good too. I like Skyrim and Mount and Blade, but of course I would say Europa Universalis 4 is definitely my favorite game as of right now. Our next question comes from the Cami911. What is your favorite Let's Play you have done since you started making YouTube videos? Okay, so, I think my favorite Let's Play is probably going to be the new one that we're starting tomorrow, and if you guys watched the last episode of my Europa Universalis 4 videos for France, you'll know that the next Let's Play we're doing for Europa Universalis is Japan, and I'm really excited to do that one, and I think that's going to be my new favorite because it's really exciting, guys, and I can't wait to start that up tomorrow. And but besides those, the ones that we've already done, I really like doing the Dungeon Keeper 2 Let's Play. Now that's like from a million years ago, and I'm sure I'll put a link here for you guys so that you can actually go to do that, maybe in the description or something, and you can watch that. But it was like the funnest game. That's one of my favorite games of all time. I think if we did favorite games of all time, that would definitely win out. So Dungeon Keeper 2 is probably my favorite series that I've done. Alright, so Ash Presses asks, do you like Game of Thrones? If so, please play the mod for Warband. Well, I've never actually read any of the books or seen the TV show, and I know that sounds horrible for you guys, and I've heard that it's really good, and I know that it's really good, and I should read it, and I should get into it, but it's just something that I haven't done yet. It's similar to, like, Gears of War. I never played Gears of War. I just didn't get into it, and the same thing with Game of Thrones. I just haven't gotten into the series and the stuff. It kind of sucks because, like, a lot of my family is into it, so it would be cool to share that with them, but I just haven't had the time or, the drive to actually get into it. I'm sure maybe one day though, and I don't think that playing the mod for Warband would require me to read the books or anything, but it'd kind of be like I would have no idea what I was doing. But I'm sure I could probably play the mod. Maybe that'll be up for one of the one after we do with Fire and Sword. I'm sure that would be fun. I mean, from what I've heard about it, it seems like a fun, sort of series, and would be a fun Let's Play for a mod. So yeah, I kind of see how that could work. The next question comes from Dayo Lawal, and he wants to know my favorite meme and why. Well, my favorite meme is, like, from a long time ago. I really like the Spider-Man memes. I don't know why, like, from the old Spider-Man cartoon. I love seeing, like, Spider-Man, being like, oh, where's all the white women at, and stuff like that. Or, oh, the floor is lava when he's on the ceiling fan. Those are hilarious to me, and I don't know why. I don't have no idea why. It just seems like something about Spider-Man and the old TV series just seems to make me laugh. Our next question comes from Garrett Moss, and he asks me, how old are you and what state are you in? I am 18 years old, and I live in Virginia. And this is a question that I've gotten a few times on a few of my question and answers, and I actually showed everybody on a map where I live. It's like in Northern Virginia-ish, sort of. Like, that's all I showed you on the map, was just a little dot next to the Washington, D.C. I live pretty close. I live about 30 minutes away from the capital of the United States, if that helps anyone. All right, now Mark Malkovich, Maldonovich asks, "What's your name and can you do a handstand?" My name is Grant, and it's like Ulysses S. Grant. It's nothing different, and I cannot do a handstand out of like in regular, but I can do a headstand in the water, like if like in a swimming pool or something like that. I can do a handstand there, but I cannot do a handstand just anywhere like on the ground or something. That's no, I can't do that. So sorry. Not to disappoint you there. Alright, Sergio777T asks, Coke or Pepsi? Well, I never really tried Pepsi. I know that like when I was younger, my grandmother used to drink Pepsi all the time, and I always drank like, when you first pour it, I would drink the bubbles out of it. But I never really liked just plain Pepsi. Whenever I go out to a restaurant and if they, because my real favorite drink is Dr. Pepper. That's like I either drink Dr. Pepper or water usually, but if I really want something with carbonation, I would go for Coke or Cherry Coke or Coke with vanilla in it. Those are the kind of sodas I like, so I guess I'm gonna have to say that I prefer Coke over Pepsi. Maid Haras says, "Hi, are you planning to do a EU4 Let's Play using the Papal States and conquer the whole world as you've done with France?" Well, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more Let's Plays of Europa in Europe anymore, for at least for a while, because we did France, and that's very Europe intensive. France is very, very Europe intensive, so I think in the future I'll try to stay away from Europe as much as possible, maybe, but I'm really considering doing maybe either Scandinavia or a maybe Russian or a German campaign, because those would be really fun. However, I don't really foresee a Papal States in my future, just because I don't like the way that their government type doesn't allow for royal marriages and stuff, I don't think. Or does it? I have no idea. But I've seen Shen play it, and he's done very well. I know there's a really cool just decision you can do by forming God's Holy Kingdom or something like that, and that looked like a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do Papal States. I don't know. But I think I'd rather do Italy first before I do Papal States anyways. So probably we'll see Italy before we see Papal States anyways. So let's see what the next question is. Oh, God. Ooh, this is a long one. All right. Gajal... Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I'm going to, like, butcher your name. But the Gajalang 10 asks, "Are you ever going to do a multiplayer game with GameNet reviews?" I'm just going to answer these one at a time because it's way too long to answer them all at once. Alright, so GameNet Reviews and I have been talking for a while, and it's the way that my schedule set up is very complicated when I can actually record and when I can't. There's other people that live in my house with me, and I cannot do it when they're sleeping or anything because the walls in my house are like super paper thin. Also, I believe GameNet, I don't know where GameNet Reviews lives, but I know that if different time zones creates a challenge and stuff like that, and it makes it hard for us to get together and record. Now, doing a multiplayer series is going to be even more tough because we have to, schedule time every week to play together. And just right now, I don't think my schedule really allows for it. But in the near future, maybe it's possible. I don't know. This summer, when I'm out of college, it might be very possible. So I'm going to skip the "where the heck is Frood" question because, I do know Frood in real life. He has told me that he is taking like a little sabbatical from YouTube is what I assume. I don't really know. He didn't really say that much, but I know he's not there now, and so that's really all I can tell you. I'm not really sure what his plans are or when he's coming back and stuff like that. My favorite superhero is probably, I gotta say, I really like Wolverine. He's pretty badass, and I've seen the new movie that came out, I think was pretty good. At least compared to the Wolverine Origins movie, because that was kind of crappy. But I think Wolverine's the coolest superhero, and yeah. My favorite drink is Dr. Pepper, as we discussed earlier. I really like it when you go to like the new like restaurants and little like fast food places, and they have those like drink machines where you can mix like all the drinks together or whatever, and it's like you can have Dr. Pepper with cherry and vanilla. That's my real favorite drink, on top of Dr. Pepper being my favorite drink. And my favorite YouTubers are, you can see them actually on my channel page. I have suggested, I really like people, I really like Shen, I really like GameNet Reviews, I really like Captain Obvious Kyle, I like watching Level Cap, he's pretty good. I like his Battlefield 4 and his Airsoft videos. I'm really into Airsoft. It's probably not obvious by my channel that I'm into Airsoft, and I'm looking into changing that a little bit and adding some more Airsoft themed videos along down the line. My credit card number, oh, and sorry, no, where do I live? Okay, I already told you where I lived, and my credit card number is, you don't want to know my credit number because it's like if you had it, like, are you gonna steal my $1? I don't really have that much money on there, so it's not even that big a deal. All right, so do I love Christmas? Who doesn't love Christmas? I love getting gifts and giving gifts and eating like Christmas food. It's really awesome. Christmas is the best. Purple? I don't understand the question. I guess it's, do I like purple? I don't have anything against purple. As you see, like, I got my Pokemon thing back here that's purple. Nothing wrong with purple. My favorite Victoria 2 country is probably the, I don't know, this is a hard one. I really like the United States, as you can probably tell, since I've done a Let's Play on them twice, one in a mod. But I think the most interesting one is probably the one we're playing now, Prussia, because it can form the North German Confederation, and then the North German Confederation can form actual Germany, which is really cool. Alright. So, okay, this is hard to get through. Alright, thoughts on Mount & Blade Bannerlord. I don't really have any thoughts on Mount & Blade Bannerlord, and that's just because, like, why there's no information. Paradox has not said anything about Mount & Blade Bannerlord besides that there's going to be a Mount & Blade Bannerlord. There's no, like, update videos, or at least anything that I've seen. There's, like, no publicity about it. It's like, they're just like, oh, this game is coming out someday, and they didn't tell us anything about it ever. And I'm kind of, like, waiting for like an actual feature video to come out, and not just that stupid teaser, because that didn't tell me anything. So I really don't know about Mount & Blade Bannerlord too much, and I don't really know enough to have any thoughts on it, really. My favorite color is yellow. I don't know if you could tell that by the channel page. There's a lot of yellow in there. My favorite game, like we talked about this earlier, it's EU4 right now, and Dungeon Keeper 2 for all-time favorite games. Maybe Halo Combat Evolved is up there in one of those favorite game slots. Which is better, CK2, EU4, or Victoria 2? I think EU4 is the strongest of all those games, honestly, just because Europa Universalis is like their flagship grand strategy game, and CK2 and Victoria 2 are sort of like their like side games, you know, but Europa Universalis is like the main Paradox strategy game. That's like the go-to, the end game strategy games. At least that's how I feel about Paradox right now. And also the reason why I like EU4 the best is because it's so much easier to expand. If you've ever played Victoria 2, you know it's very, very difficult to expand your borders or your country, and you really focus more on like your economy and stuff like that, and you leave expanding till the end of the game, where you do some great wars, and that's pretty much the only time you get to expand ever. Pop or water? Well, that's basically, I can't really decide between pop and water. I mean, I guess he's talking about soda. So yeah, I really like Dr. Pepper, and if I can't get Dr. Pepper, I have water. The college I go to is George Mason University, and that's like 30 minutes away from me. That's why I pick it there. I just commute. It's really nice. So yeah. I don't know what Hodor means. Is that probably some sort of Game of Thrones character? Do I like Game of Thrones? Yeah, of course. I like Game of Thrones. I don't really know too much about it, never read the book or seen the show, but I don't hate it. My favorite historical area has to be the, I really, really like the area around when the Spanish inherited the Austrian throne. That's like my favorite type of era, you know, like in the middle where they got control of the Netherlands for some reason, and it's like a super Spain. That's my favorite part to learn about, at least. Did I ask too many questions? No. Obviously, since I answered them all, you're good. You're good, buddy. I do not mind answering a million zillion questions. Wow. All right. The Habbledude123. If you had to save your mom or your dad or all of your friends, who would you save? Well, I don't really have that many friends, so it would probably be my mom and my dad. As you could tell, I publish a lot of YouTube videos. That doesn't really leave much time for a social life, but I would probably save my mom or my dad because I have like very few friends. It's like almost even. I think I have 2 friends and I only have 1 mom and 1 dad, so that would be like pretty even. So if I had 1 hour to live, what would I do? Same question. I really have no idea what I would do in that 1 hour. I think I might have actually, yeah, oops. Anyways, will I buy, Ash Persis asks, will you buy a PS4 or an Xbox One or even one of them? Well, right now I was gonna save up my money that I got, you know, for like Christmas and stuff to buy an Xbox One, but in the end I just decided that I would rather spend that money on like some of my airsoft stuff and on more equipment to make these YouTube videos for you guys without worrying about an Xbox One. And the main reason why that is because the only game I had that I would play on the Xbox One would be Call of Duty Ghosts, and I wasn't really that excited about playing that game anymore anyways, so I just, you know, I was like, how about I just don't get an Xbox now, maybe next year when the new Call of Duty comes out and it's better, or if I like it better, I'll get an Xbox One, and then I'll play it when it's like $100 cheaper and they've worked out all the errors. That's just my goal. And so I think there's another question on this later, and I'll tell you why I prefer an Xbox One, and if that doesn't happen, we'll just come back to it. Alright, so Captain Obvious Kyle, hey Captain Obvious Kyle, you're the best. How is your feeling towards playing a Victoria 2 game with a lot of YouTubers over multiplayer, like gathering the biggest and best of Vicky 2 and playing together? Well, I would love to do this. This is like such an awesome idea, and like I said earlier, my schedule is kind of hectic, but I think if there was a lot of people doing it, and if it was really important, and there's going to be a lot of potential for exposure for all of us, I think that getting together and doing a Super Victoria 2 playthrough would be awesome, and I would work around it, and I would make my schedule fit just whenever we needed to play and stuff like that. So Captain Obvious Kyle, if you're watching this, please, keep me on the loop on any of these giant Victoria 2 games you're going to be organizing maybe, and I would love to be a part of that. Alright. Number 13, by BRZK. If you could choose an animal, you have to be, what would it be? Oh, sorry for that. That's fine. My English is terrible. It's worse than that, probably. Anyways, if I could be an animal, I would like to be a fox. And that's because foxes are my favorite animal. On my airsoft uniform, I have a Foxhound Tactical Squad from Metal Gear Solid patch on my airsoft uniform. So it's pretty cool. I love foxes. They're my favorite animal. And yeah. So next question, number 14. Do you still go to school? Yes, I still go to school. I go to George Mason Universities, and I love my videos too. Thank you very much, Mr. Hazma Miran. Alright, Memon HD, would you ever play Crusader Kings 2 or Hearts of Iron 3? Well, I don't own either of those games, and Crusader Kings 2 I've been looking at for a very long time, deciding whether or not I wanted to buy it and play it for you guys. It just seems like I just keep watching it. A lot of people play it, and I've seen so many videos on it, and I don't see the appeal, really. I know that sucks, and I'm sorry that I know a lot of you guys actually like Crusader Kings 2, but I just don't see the appeal of it right now. Maybe when it goes on sale or something, I'll pick it up and we can try it. We can do a let's try of it. Hearts of Iron 3, I have absolutely no idea what that entails. I've never seen any videos of it. I know it's like the next step after Victoria 2 in the Paradox series of games, and I would love to try it out, but I would need to do some more research on it and watch some more videos to see. From what I've seen, the little that I've seen and the little that I've heard about it, it seems like a fun game and that I would probably play it for you guys, but maybe later on. Alright, and number 16 from T-Max, lots of numbers. What is your favorite gaming platform other than PC? This is what I was asked. This is what I was waiting for. I knew my favorite gaming platform is Xbox, and it's really a vain reason. The reason why I like Xbox better is because the controller is so much nicer. I hate the PlayStation 3 controller, and 4 controllers. The location of the thumbsticks, them down there next to each other, I think that's silly. Why would you have them there? And the shape of the controller I think is crappy. I like the Xbox, it's more contoured, and I feel like the PlayStation controller is more blocky. I don't know. That's like the only reason why I prefer Xbox over the PlayStation. And I know it's really vain, and that like the PlayStation is a lot cheaper, it's got better hardware or whatever, but that's the reason why I would get an Xbox over a PlayStation 4. But I don't have either right now, so whatever. My PC is pretty good. I'm going to stick with that for a while. Alright, so number 17. Will you ever do a subscriber game on EU4 or CK2? Like I said earlier, my schedule is very packed, and it's hard to schedule a lot of these things, but an EU4 Let's Play is something that I could schedule, and it would just be me with you guys, with these subscribers, showing up whenever you wanted to play. So yes, I think that would be really fun to do, and I'm looking at ways to do that. The problem is that with only 1,000 subscribers or so, the amount of people that would show up for something like this is not as many as, like, of course, with Shen and all the other big YouTubers who I've seen do multiplayer games or subscriber games on EU4 and CK2. So it'd be like me and 3 other people. Is what would happen, and I don't think I'm like, maybe once I get a little bit more popular, more subscribers, more people would come to that, and then it would be cooler, and then I would do it. But for right now, I think we're gonna keep just doing the way we're doing and see how it goes from there. All right, next question. Shinobi Sam, you've been commenting on my videos a lot lately, and I want to thank you for that. I think a lot of your comments are pretty insightful, and they're beyond just a great video or good video, and I like that. Thank you so much, Shinobi Sam. All right, on to your question. What's your name, and are you excited for the new EO4 expansion? And we already talked about it. My name is Grant, like the president, Ulysses S. Grant. Yes, I am definitely excited for the new EU4 expansion. It's probably the game that I want to play the most right now is the Japan Let's Play that we're starting tomorrow. So I hope that you guys are as excited for that as I am, and I can't wait to show you that tomorrow. Alright, Clink FPS. Hey, I know you have DayZ, and why do I not play it? I have been playing DayZ. A lot of the time, I go offline when I'm playing on Steam, so you might not have seen me play, because I'm recording and stuff, and I don't want the little, message notifications popping up in the corner. But yes, I don't play it, and I haven't been playing it as much because I'm trying to work out a game, because one of my friends really wants to play DayZ. He's really into it, and he wants to play with me for a series on YouTube, and so I'm kind of trying to organize that, and I just don't want to burn myself out on DayZ before I start that series, Alright, last two questions. Alright, of course, I said in the question, like when I requested some questions, you guys were like, I said that you could ask me this and I would answer it. So, yes, my name, we've already talked about that. My name is Grant. And my social security number, if you've watched some of my previous question and answers, you already know it. It's actually 6. My social security number is 6. Just 6. That's it. It's also my telephone number and my address. So if you ever wanted to find me, just go to 6 on the street, dial on your phone 6, and then we'll come out and we can open some credit cards in my name for you, and we can tell those credit card companies the number 6 is my social security number. Alright, and that wraps up the questions for us today. If you guys are wondering, want to ask me more questions and stuff like that, you can always ask me questions on Facebook or in the comments here, and if I didn't answer your question fully or the way you wanted me to, please ask me, yell at me in the comments, and I'll go ahead and give you a better answer in text format. Also, if you could go and check out on Facebook, that works too. Anywhere you're comfortable, and there is a Facebook and a Twitter, so you can always go do there too. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this question and answer where we got a lot of questions. I was not suspecting that I would get so many so fast, and I'm really happy that I did, though. So I'll see you guys next time. I hope you come and join me tomorrow for my Japan Let's Play, and that's about it. See you guys later. Spray and pray out.